Hey Raven, hey Sandra. Thanks so much for coming out to our presentation at Gone this past Wednesday. This is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. We loved presenting and thanks so much for leaving your information so I can get this video to you. So the purpose of this video is to really show you how your business is stacking up against the competition online and to give you guys some steps you can take to improve things. Now, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking at three things. It is looking at content, backlinks, and citations. So those are the things that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Now, when I'm speaking about content, I'm really just referring to the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum on the page. It really allows it to get a good idea of what you do and where you are. The exact amount is a little bit arbitrary. It's going to depend on the competition and the number of keywords that you need to get those points across. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So let's take a look at what a typical search might look like. So I went to Google, I typed in home builder Gainesville, Florida, and you can see that what comes up first is a map. Now more and more people are using these maps. We call it a map pack because it is so easy to use. So the people listed in these top three get the most traffic because there's so much information for a consumer right off the bat. Reviews, everything. The way to get into this top three is really one, you got to have a Google business profile. That's what drives the maps. Two, you need to fill it out as completely and accurately and basically as much as possible. And the third thing is you want to have your name, address, and phone number listed in the exact same format in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. That can be everything from Yelp or Yellow Pages, even to Facebook. So the more times you have that happening, the more power it gives to your profile. So each place you do that is considered a citation. The idea being that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger that online presence is, the more Google trusts you. So below this map pack is what we call the organic. So organic just means not paid. It's not necessarily running ads to get here. Ideally, you want to be in the top three of this as well. By being in the top three of both, you're going to be part of probably 80 to 90% of the volume of search results. So let's go back to content for a second. So I've got your website pulled up here. I really like the look of it. I love the fact that you've got all the different designs. People love pictures. I've got some interactive kind of buttons where you're viewing the floor plans, calculating a mortgage. You're really clear on where you build and what people need to do if they own the land. You've got some videos here. This is all really great. But when I plugged you into a word counter, I actually found that you had about 379 words. So there's definitely room for growth there and for getting more keywords into this so that more people can find you. Now, when I was looking at the Google search, I did notice that the top Google result is actually Barry Bullard Homes. This is a directory. This who is a directory, so I don't count that. So Barry Bullard Homes is the top organic result, and the next one is AmericaCashHomeplace.com. So those are the two competitors I'm going to compare you against in this video. So if we look at their website, here's Barry Bullard's. It's a nice design as well. It's got some good pictures as well. And when I look at their statistics, oh, let me look at your statistics first, sorry. When I'm looking at your page, one of the other ways that I use to compare websites is I look at it like what's the volume? Like how is it actually functioning for you? So in this case, I can see that you guys are getting about 338 visitors per month. That traffic is being driven from 606 keywords. And so if I drill down and look at it, I can see that like some of this is for your name, right? But if we looked at, for example, home builders in Gainesville, Florida, I can see that that search term is being plugged into Google 400 times per month. Well, you guys are on the 11th position for that. So because there's 10 results per Google result page, That puts you at the top of the second page. And as you know, just from doing searches yourself, most of the time people are going to find what they need on that first page. So even though it's a relatively high volume at 400, you guys are sitting on the second page, so you're only getting about 8 visitors per month for that particular search term. Let's take a look at the Barry Ballard homes and analyze them as well. So they're getting about 308 unique visitors per month, and that's being driven from 112 keywords. And if we drill down and look at that, for example, Gainesville, Florida home builder or home builders, this is the same one, home builders in Gainesville, Florida. Again, being searched 400 times per month, but because they're in position 3, they're in one of those top positions, 46 people are landing on their site per month for that term. The other top result was this America Home Place. And so if we look at their results, they're getting 156 unique visitors based off of 27 keywords. And let's see if by chance, yep, they got the same one. They're in position 3. They're getting 46 as well. So between the two of them, they are getting a lot of hits for that one search term. So you can definitely see the difference that really targeting those keywords can help. Now, the last piece of the ranking puzzle is what we call backlinks. A backlink is anywhere you find one website linking back to another via clickable or hyperlink text. These links act like an endorsement of your website or your business from other businesses. And so Google uses that to build trust in yours by seeing others vouching for you. So it's kind of like, well, it's really literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins. But not all links are created equal. So those relevant to your business, to your industry, are going to count more, as are those that are local. And ideally, they should also be powerful in their own right. So I can also analyze that. So when I go back to this tool that I was using, RFs, I actually look at these scores right here, this DR and UR. So RFs tries to mimic the Google algorithm in calculating the strength of that backlink profile. Because you can have a lot of backlinks, but if they're spammy, for one, Google's going to penalize you. If they're not relevant, they're not going to count as much. So they're all weighted. And so these scores are based on a scale of 0 to 100. So right now, this DR, which is how powerful are the backlinks that you are getting, you're rated at about a 4.4. The UR is how much do we trust those? You're rated at about a 9. Ideally, that both, since you want to be just as powerful as you are trustworthy, the ratio between these two should be as close to 1 as possible. And this isn't too bad. This isn't too far apart. So if I look at Barry Ballard Homes, I'm going to look at that same kind of thing. So these scores are what allow me to compare websites regardless of industry, regardless of the number of links. So they're actually sitting at an 8 and a 9. So again, this ratio pretty close to 1. So that's really good. And they're 8 on that scale of powerfulness and 9 on the scale of trustworthiness. And if I look at the America Home Place, let's go back to that overview. You can see that now they're at a 38 for power. So the links that they've got are pretty powerful, right? But they're not necessarily as trustworthy. So like this score, not great. I mean, this is decent enough, but my guess is it's because this is a back page. And yep, it sure is. So America cashhomeplace.com is probably a national site, and they're actually looking at the Gainesville is a back page of that. So that's why the power's there, but this particular URL is not getting anything. But they're getting helped a little bit by that power coming from the main page. But basically, when all of this stuff comes together, once you get all of the content with those keywords, you get the backlinks and the citations, you begin ranking higher and higher, and more customers find you. I hope this information has been helpful. Would love to hear your feedback on it. If you can find yourself wanting more, feel free to reach out. We can do some research and we can talk about your goals. And then we'll figure out like what's realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. I do know you guys had a quick question about Facebook social media posts. I will say that you do definitely want to post on social media. Generally speaking, about a post a day would be good because it's regular posting. You don't want to get too much. So more than one or two a day is probably overkill because, or more than two a day, because if you feel like you're being if people feel like they're being kind of spammed with stuff, they're going to unfollow you. So you don't want that. You want to build your audience, and so by overusing it, you can kind of overwhelm people. So I hope that that kind of answers that question, and I hope all of this was helpful. Again, my name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. Look forward to the feedback.